Special thank you to CJ, McPuffin, Els, Kaori Ann Mori, and Holly Miller for supporting the channel and supporting my content. Thank you so much, guys. How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another subreddit video. Today we are going to be returning to r/vaxxhappened because it's still an ongoing issue. Let's get into it, I guess. Let's just jump straight in. I am going 4 days of being extremely sick. I never ever get the flu. When I flew to Miami 3 weeks ago, I had flu-like symptoms, and now I'm sick again since landing in LA and being around so many vaccinated people who are shedding all over the place. I'm not even gonna read the rest of this because she's blaming her flu-like symptoms on vaccinated people when she flew to Florida. The worst part is, she's clearly dressed to go out. She's showing flu-like symptoms during a pandemic and she's dressed to go out. This is why we're still in a pandemic, everybody. Today's special, green eggs and fascism. Reserved vaccinated table seating. Vaccinated versus unvaccinated, the new fear-based segregation. They'll say anything so that they can pretend they're oppressed. Then you're not oppressed. Stop trying to compare being vaccinated to like real historical race issues. It's not a good look. It's not. This one's a bit of a long one, but we're back to Katie Klobbs. We've talked about her before. We'll discuss this after the post. For those of you that think anti-vaxxers are harmless potatoes, I present to you this example of an anti-vaxxer threatening violence and another anti-vaxxer openly supporting it. My daughter is getting her vaccine on her 12th birthday on Saturday morning. Then some cake and ice cream. I got my 12-year-old a cake when he got his second shot too. Congrats on being vaxxed. Green has since, due to harassment and threats from anti-vaxxers, deleted the beautiful cake picture. Now, here we go with the threats. Please report this account. This person wrote this in response to me celebrating my 12-year-old vaccinated. You need 2 shots, and not of the vaccine. And then, Katie Klobbs. Vaccines killed my daughter. Why would you give your child an untested experimental vaccine from a habitual offending felon that has killed and injured 120,000 people, much less celebrate it? And then plugs justice for Evie. Apart from her usual unproven claim that vaccines are responsible for Evie's death, this is not a good response to someone clearly being threatened. Joke or not, doesn't matter. The correct response in this case would be, I'm sorry this happened, nobody should be threatened with violence regardless of their beliefs. Katie is justifying the threats with her falsehoods. 1. The vaccine is not untested and has gone through clinical trials which have shown it to be safe and highly effective. 2. I thought anti-vaxxers want vaccines to be tested properly. Why are they so opposed to testing them? Because it's all a farce to hide their true intentions? 3. I'd like to see some source for this injury claim. But wait for it. Wait for it. Talk out of your ass and expect to get treated like an ass. You sure are, Katie. On her Instagram, she also justifies this disgusting comment. She really should look at herself in a mirror with the way she attacks people who dare to question her narrative. In any case, just want to remind everyone here that threats of violence, no matter if meant as a joke or not, are not acceptable here and will not be tolerated. So with this out of the way, I hope you have a nice day. Stay safe and healthy. Yours sincerely, Tenebra. And that applies on this channel as well. Threats of violence or insults or any of that based on people's beliefs are not to be tolerated here. It doesn't matter who they're targeted at or who they're coming from, then they're not okay. Now I'm going to talk about Katie Klobbs. For anybody that doesn't know, she is quite a big figure in the anti-vax community because her daughter died not long after being vaccinated, a few weeks after being vaccinated. Now, the problem is she was very heavily indoctrinated by anti-vaxxers because of her grief in such a way that completely neglected the real cause of her daughter's death, which was co-sleeping. She woke up in the morning and her daughter had suffocated during the night. Her daughter was asleep in her bed. It's unclear as to whether Katie smothered her in her sleep by mistake or if the daughter just did it by accident because she was under a duvet or pillow, which is an unsafe sleeping place for a child. The doctor ruled the death as asphyxiation. So it's not vaccines. However, Katie was taken in by the vaccination narrative so heavily that she started an entire campaign. The problem problem here is that she has 2 living children. Imagine growing up in an environment where your mother is so obsessed with your little sister who has passed that she is neglecting you as a child. You have to grow up seeing the face of your dead sister plastered on billboards. You have to grow up watching your mother make money, profit off of campaigns selling merchandise with your dead sister's face on it. It's sick. It's awful. And I feel really awful for the kids who like would just want to grieve their dead sister, who are being forced into this anti-vax narrative with their insane mum who's grief-stricken and being exploited by anti-vaxxers. It's terrible. And now she's defending violence to other people. Like, it's really awful. It's just a really terrible situation. We're gonna move on now. What is the best argument against mandating vaccines? In my opinion, the vaccine was created way too quickly. The flu shot or any other vaccine wasn't pushed as much as COVID-19 has been. Well, yeah, because they weren't. It's a pandemic. I'm a huge nerd when it comes to conspiracy theories, and there are so many that say the vaccine is putting microchips into us and that Bill Gates is behind all of it. There it is. There it is. They love conspiracy theories and they think that microchips are in the vaccine. Microchips can't fit. Have you seen the size of the needle? I've talked about this before. That's not gonna fit in a vaccine needle. I've been vaccinated. That needle was tiny. So tiny I didn't even feel it go in my arm. My son came home from school and told me 2 nurses were in the dining hall and the children were taken in one by one for the shot. Problem is, it's a special needs school. They can't give consent. A full day yesterday of injecting kids with mild to severe disabilities it's just a lie. It's just a lie. That's not happening. It doesn't happen. 1, they can't vaccinate children without the parents' consent. And 2, they definitely can't vaccinate people or children with learning disabilities without the parents' consent. So it's just a lie. It's just an outright lie because they're anti-vax and they want to make lies up to support their BS narrative. It's just a lie. My mother sent an email to a local virologist promoting COVID vaccinations, calling her hellspawn and a godless demon. The virologist publicly shared a screenshot of the email with my mother's name. Is there any way to protect her reputation? Nope. I would say she's probably got a badly needed lesson on how consequences work though. Consequences, everybody. Your choices have consequences. Fun fact, if you do something stupid, there's a consequence. If you insult someone, there's a consequence. Consequences. The mystical art of confusion called Fauci. His name literally means fake energy. Now, first of all, we have to address the fact that they misspelt Fauci's name. There's no H in there, so the joke doesn't work. And I'm not sure that Fao actually directly translates into Chinese as meaning fake. There is the word faux, which is pronounced differently but not Chinese. Anybody that speaks Chinese in the comments verify this for me. However, it's also worth noting that CHI meaning chi is the incorrect spelling of the word chi, and it's a commonly used mistake. However, it's spelt with a Q. It's QI meaning chi. And also, it doesn't just mean energy, it means vital energy or life energy. The word qi isn't just energy. For example, qigong, which is the art of cultivating vital energy. So the whole joke falls flat because they have, surprisingly, an anti-vaxxer has no idea what they're talking about. No way! Is there a correlation between unvaccinated kids and advanced vocabulary? Asking just because I never thought of this. My 2-year-old isn't up to date after her first vaccines caused a severe reaction, and I get compliments on her vocab all the time. Same with my daughter. She had 1 shot after 2 months old and nothing since. We do detox baths regularly and her vocabulary is extensive. I'm sure there is a study out there somewhere. Anti-vaxxer code for I couldn't find one because it probably doesn't exist because there is no link there. Alright, we got a video here. I'm gonna need to put on my headphones real quick.
Yes, vaccines do harm people. About magnetic vaccine crystals? Explain to me why the key sticks to me. Somebody can explain this? That would be great. Any questions?
So magnetic vaccine crystals making things stick to you. Now I do have an explanation for this, and it's an explanation that anybody at home can try. Whether you're vaccinated or not, get something made of metal and try and stick it to you, right? Fun fact, metal sticks to skin, especially sweaty skin. And like, it's not gonna stick to more dry places or places with hair, because it's not magnetic. Before any of you go, oh, but Blue, you're vaccinated, so maybe you're magnetic. The ring isn't a magnetic ring, it's just made of metal. I've seen so many anti-vaxxers doing this and posting videos of it going, why is this sticking to me? And they'll use like pennies that aren't magnetic and other metals that aren't magnetic. And it's because it's metal on skin. That's normal. That's not the vaccine. Rub some, if you find a spot that it sticks to, rub some baby powder on it and then try it. I guarantee it will no longer stick because it's no longer a sticky surface.
Okay, so to prove that this is not my sticky skin, I got baby powder that we're gonna put on my arm. So it's impossible for it to be sticky now, okay? And if this sticks, I'm gonna freak out. Hang on. I would like to issue a public apology for being an idiot.
Any questions?
I love how like indignant she is. She's like, any questions, as she fails to get this thing to stick to her. If you think that a vaccine, a bit of liquid about that big, is gonna have enough like magnetic material in it to make your whole body sticky, you are beyond stupid. By the way, we're on 3. Are you prepared for 4? The stages of manipulation. 1, fear. 2, flattery. 3, bribery. 4, violence. Now I was wondering if this was like an actual thing, like if there was an actual thing of the 4 stages of manipulation. Maybe it's a thing to do with government manipulation or abuse or any of that. So I looked it up and it just doesn't exist. They made it up. So they made it up. This isn't even like a recorded thing that has happened throughout history. They just made it up. And they're like, look, we're on stage 3. Can't wait for stage 4 of this thing that I made up. Instead of unvaccinated, call yourself organic. Being natural is normal. Pharmacological alteration is not. Using what you think are big words doesn't make you look smart. Pharmacological alteration, not a thing. Vaccinations aren't altering nothing. They're not changing your DNA. They're not changing your body's makeup. All they're doing is supplying your immune system the information it needs to fight off a specific virus that the vaccination's made for. That's it. You know what else is organic and natural? Dying from viruses. The Black Death, that went away without any vaccines, and it also killed 1/3 of Europe. Like, do we want that to happen again? Cause I sure don't. COVID-19 vaccine with 5G mind control chip, solution for injecting. I also love that they always bring it back to 5G. I have yet to, my phone, the internet's not improved, the signal's not improved, my internet's not got faster. I kind of feel betrayed by the fact that I don't have 5G yet. But just look at this. Look at the picture they've supplied here. Look at the size of that microchip in that picture. That's not fitting in a needle. What kind of stupid do you have to be to think that a microchip of that size is gonna fit in a needle that is like so tiny? So tiny. I don't get how anyone can believe this. It's so dumb. And the final post. I have to share it. Today was a very hard day at school. I am a teacher, and last Friday, many of my students in the middle school got their first needle. Today, Monday, just a few days later, lots of kids are reporting fevers of 104, headaches, and nosebleeds. 3 children fainted and had to be taken out in stretchers. Some girls started bleeding. Bleeding where? My daughter was freaked out. She's an 8th grader and witnessed these things. She saw 2 students bleeding from their eyes. It's just a lie. It's just a lie. I've had my first shot now. I was not ill at all. I felt fine. I acknowledge that some people felt a little bit ill after getting it. I didn't. My arm ached a little bit, but that's the norm for having a vaccination. It didn't even ache as much as when I had a blood test, so. But no one is having bleeding eyes. We would be seeing that all over social media or the news, because people would photo it, but it's not happening. Headaches? Yeah, that's kind of normal after you get a vaccine because your body is reacting to it as though it was an illness for a couple of days. However, it's gone after a day or two, unlike COVID, which can last 3 weeks or can leave long-lasting effects. The whole post is just a lie. It's just a lie, and at this point, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that they're lying, because everything they say is a lie. Anti-vaxxers are some of the biggest liars of social media. They're just liars. They're repeated, constant liars that make up stuff so that it supports their views. They read once on social media that vaccines are bad, so they made stuff up to support that. And then other people read that was made up to support the one claim and go, oh, that's bad, and then make up stuff to support it. And before you know it, hundreds of people are making stuff up. Thousands of people are making stuff up, and it snowballs, because none of them are telling the truth, but everyone thinks they are, and they go, oh, I'm gonna make up a claim so that I can sound impressive to all these other people claiming stuff. And it's not true. None of it is true. Thank you for watching, everybody. There's a highly likelihood that this video is gonna get demonetized because I'm talking about anti-vaxxers, and YouTube deems it as talking about things that are unsafe and demonetizes videos. So if this video does get demonetized and you want to support the channel, then feel free to click that join button down below, or equally, you can join my Patreon. It helps a lot more than you might realize. Don't feel like you have to, however, I'm gonna keep making content regardless. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.